Every hunting season, thousands of hunters walk into a gun store convinced they're about to buy the perfect rifle. They spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, trusting online reviews, popular rankings, or recommendations from friends who swear they've found the ultimate hunting rifle. But months later, many discover a frustrating truth. The rifle feels heavier than expected after miles of hiking. The recoil is harsher than they imagined. The accuracy isn't nearly as impressive as the advertisements promised, and sometimes it's simply the wrong rifle for the kind of game they actually hunt. The real heartbreak doesn't happen at the gun counter. It happens deep in the woods, when the biggest buck you've ever seen finally steps into view. Your heart starts racing, you squeeze the trigger with complete confidence, and somehow the opportunity slips away. Maybe the rifle doesn't balance the way you expected. Maybe the follow-up shot is too slow. Maybe you chose power when you really needed precision. In that single moment, you realize the mistake wasn't your aim. It was the decision you made long before the hunt ever began. Here's what almost nobody tells you. The most recommended hunting rifle isn't always the best hunting rifle. Some legendary firearms earned their reputation decades ago, but struggle to compete with modern designs. Others, quietly sitting on the shelf with far less attention, consistently outperform rifles that cost twice as much. After comparing 5 of the most respected hunting rifles ever built, one completely changed my opinion, while another legendary favorite didn't live up to the reputation it believed for years. And by the end of this video, one rifle surprised me more than any other. If you've ever searched for the best hunting rifle online, you've probably noticed the same names appearing over and over again. One YouTube creator recommends a certain model, your hunting buddies swear by another, and every online forum seems convinced that one particular rifle is the only choice worth considering. Before long, it's easy to believe that if enough people recommend the same firearm, it must be the right one for everyone. But that's exactly where many hunters make their first and most expensive mistake. The truth is, there is no universal hunting rifle. The perfect rifle for a backcountry elk hunter may be completely wrong for someone spending weekends in a tree stand waiting for whitetail deer. Yet thousands of people buy rifles based on popularity instead of purpose, and they don't realize the difference until they're already deep into hunting season. A rifle should never be chosen because it's famous. It should be chosen because it matches the way you hunt. Weight matters if you're hiking several miles through steep mountains before sunrise. A rifle that feels comfortable at the gun counter can become exhausting after carrying it all day over rough terrain. Recoil matters just as much. A powerful cartridge may look impressive on paper, but if heavy recoil causes you to flinch, all that extra energy means very little when accuracy begins to suffer. Then there's the trigger, one of the most overlooked parts of any hunting rifle. A clean, predictable trigger can make difficult shots feel natural, while a heavy or inconsistent trigger can ruin an otherwise excellent firearm. Weather resistance is another factor many buyers ignore. Rain, snow, freezing temperatures, and mud can quickly expose weaknesses that never appeared during a casual trip to the shooting range. Experienced hunters also pay close attention to something beginners rarely think about: aftermarket support. A rifle with abundant replacement stocks, triggers, magazines, and optics mounts can continue improving for years, while another rifle may leave you with very few upgrade options. Ammunition availability is equally important. The most accurate caliber in the world won't help if you struggle to find ammunition before hunting season begins or can't afford enough rounds to practice regularly. Most importantly, every rifle should match the game you intend to hunt. Choosing an oversized Magnum cartridge for small whitetail deer simply because it sounds more powerful often creates unnecessary recoil, added rifle weight, and slower follow-up shots without offering any real advantage. It's like buying a Formula One race car just to drive to the grocery store. It may be incredibly capable, but it's completely unnecessary for the job at hand. As we work through today's list, you'll notice that some of the most respected rifles became legendary not because they were the most powerful or the most expensive, but because they excelled at doing exactly what hunters needed them to do. And before this video is over, you'll see one rifle that perfectly demonstrates how buying based on reputation instead of purpose can lead even experienced hunters to make the same costly mistake. If there is one hunting rifle that has earned legendary status through decades of real-world performance rather than clever marketing, it's the Winchester Model 70. Introduced in 1935, the Model 70 quickly became known as the rifleman's rifle, a nickname that has followed it for generations. While countless hunting rifles have come and gone, very few have remained as respected among experienced hunters as this one. There's a reason so many guides, outfitters, and lifelong sportsmen still speak about it with genuine admiration. One of the biggest reasons for its reputation is its controlled round feed action, a design heavily inspired by the famous Mauser bolt-action system. Instead of simply pushing a cartridge into the chamber, the large claw extractor captures the cartridge almost immediately as it leaves the magazine, maintaining control throughout the entire feeding cycle. In difficult hunting conditions, where mud, snow, freezing temperatures, or awkward shooting positions can affect reliability, that extra level of control gives many hunters added confidence. While most modern rifles perform flawlessly under normal circumstances, the Model 70 was built with the idea that hunting rarely happens under perfect conditions. That philosophy becomes especially important during serious big-game hunts. Imagine climbing through steep mountain terrain before daylight, chasing elk across rocky ridges, or tracking a mature moose deep inside thick timber after several hours of rain. In situations where a single malfunction could end the hunt of a lifetime, reliability becomes just as important as accuracy. This is exactly the type of environment where the Model 70 has built its legendary reputation over nearly a century. Accuracy has never been a weakness of the Model 70 either. Over the decades, Winchester has chambered the rifle in a wide range of cartridges, allowing hunters to match the rifle to almost any North American game animal. A .243 Winchester or 270 Winchester makes an excellent choice for whitetail deer and mule deer, offering manageable recoil and flat trajectories. Step up to the legendary .3006 Springfield, and the rifle becomes one of the most versatile hunting combinations ever created, capable of taking everything from deer to elk with proper ammunition. Hunters pursuing larger animals, such as moose, often choose the .300 Reed Winchester Magnum for additional energy at longer distances, while many modern shooters have also embraced the efficient 6.5 Creedmoor for its outstanding long-range accuracy and mild recoil. Of course, no rifle is perfect, compared to many lightweight synthetic hunting rifles available. Today, the Model 70 can feel slightly heavier, especially when equipped with a quality scope. Traditional walnut stock versions also require more care in extremely wet environments than modern composite stocks. And if you're looking for endless aftermarket customization, you'll quickly discover that the Model 70 doesn't offer nearly as many upgrade options as some of its biggest competitors. This rifle was never designed to become a custom builder's dream. It was designed to work season after season with very little drama. So who should choose the Winchester Model 70? It's an outstanding option for hunters who value reliability above trends, appreciate classic craftsmanship, and spend time pursuing elk, moose, mule deer, or whitetail in unpredictable weather. On the other hand, if your priority is building a highly customized precision rifle or carrying the lightest possible setup for long-distance mountain hunts, another rifle later on this list may suit you better. But if you ask me one simple question, would I trust the Winchester Model 70 on a once-in-a-lifetime elk hunt where I might only get a single opportunity after years of waiting? My answer would be immediate, without hesitation: yes. And surprisingly, our next rifle challenges that confidence in a completely different way. When Ruger introduced the American rifle in 2011, many hunters dismissed it as just another budget firearm. After all, how good could a rifle costing around $500 really be? But over the years, the Ruger American has quietly earned a reputation for delivering performance that far exceeds its price tag. In fact, it has forced many shooters to ask an uncomfortable question: do you really need to spend twice as much for a better hunting rifle? The Ruger American was clearly designed for practical hunters, not collectors. Its lightweight synthetic stock makes it easy to carry during long hikes, while the cold hammer-forged barrel consistently delivers impressive accuracy right out of the box. Combined with Ruger's adjustable marksman trigger and free-floating barrel, it's capable of producing sub-MOA groups with the right ammunition, something that was once expected only from far more expensive rifles. Where this rifle truly shines is versatility. Whether chambered in .243 Winchester for whitetail, .3006 Springfield for elk, or .308 Winchester for an all-around hunting setup, it performs reliably in almost any hunting scenario. Its simple design also handles rain, mud, and cold weather surprisingly well, making it an excellent choice for hunters who prioritize function over appearance. Of course, there are compromises. The polymer stock feels less refined than premium rifles. The action isn't as smooth as higher-end competitors, and it lacks the classic craftsmanship of rifles like the Winchester Model 70. But none of those shortcomings prevent it from doing exactly what it was built to do: putting accurate shots on game without draining your wallet. So, who is the Ruger American really made for? If you're buying your first hunting rifle, building a dependable backup gun, or working with a budget of around $500, it's one of the smartest choices available. And while many people automatically compare it to the legendary Remington Model 700, you may be surprised by how closely the Ruger keeps pace. In fact, at one point during my comparison, this affordable rifle came remarkably close to outperforming another rifle that costs nearly twice as much. No discussion about legendary hunting rifles would be complete without the Remington Model 700. Since its introduction in 1962, it has become one of the most successful bolt-action rifles ever produced, with millions sold and hundreds of variations built around the same proven platform. its reputation extends far beyond deer camps and hunting lodges. The Model 700 earned the trust of military and law enforcement professionals when it became the foundation for the U.S. Army's M24 sniper weapon system and later evolved into the M2010 enhanced sniper rifle. Very few sporting rifles can claim a military heritage that spans decades, and that alone says a great deal about the strength of its receiver and the consistency of its action. Part of that success comes from its simple but remarkably effective push-feed bolt action, combined with Remington's famous 3 rings of steel design. The Model 700 developed a reputation for strength, reliability, and excellent accuracy. Hunters appreciated it because it simply worked, while precision shooters discovered it could serve as an incredibly solid foundation for long-range performance. But here's where the story becomes much more interesting. The rifle itself is only half the story. The aftermarket is where the Model 700 truly becomes legendary. No other hunting rifle on this list offers the same level of customization. Want a lighter trigger? There are dozens of premium options. Looking for a carbon fiber stock, detachable magazine system, match-grade barrel, oversized bolt handle, muzzle brake, or precision chassis? The Model 700 platform has an enormous aftermarket that allows shooters to transform a standard hunting rifle into almost anything they can imagine. That's exactly why gunsmiths, competitive shooters, and experienced hunters continue recommending it more than 60 years after its introduction. Of course, time has changed the market. The factory trigger found on many standard Model 700 rifles no longer stands out the way it once did. Modern competitors now ship with cleaner, lighter, user-adjustable triggers directly from the factory, reducing one of the Model 700's traditional advantages. Likewise, today's market includes lightweight mountain rifles, premium carbon fiber options, and highly refined budget rifles that simply didn't exist when the Model 700 first dominated the industry. Yet even in 2026, professionals continue returning to the same platform for one simple reason: flexibility. Instead of replacing the rifle, they improve it. A well-built custom Model 700 can evolve with its owner for decades, adapting to new optics, new hunting styles, and new performance goals without requiring an entirely new firearm. So, if you're searching for the perfect rifle straight out of the box, there may be better choices ahead. But if your goal is to build a rifle that's uniquely yours, one that can grow and improve over time, few platforms come close to matching the Remington Model 700. Before we move on, take a moment to think about your own choice. So far, we've looked at a timeless classic, a budget overachiever, and the most customizable rifle ever built. If tomorrow's hunt could be your last opportunity to fill a tag, which rifle would you actually carry into the field? Keep that answer in mind, because the next rifle approaches hunting from a completely different philosophy, and it may change your ranking once again. For many hunters, a bolt-action rifle is the obvious choice, but there are situations where speed matters just as much as precision, and that's exactly where the Browning bar stands apart. While its roots trace back to the famous Browning automatic rifle, today's bar is a refined, semi-automatic sporting rifle built specifically for hunters, not the battlefield. The biggest advantage is simple: fast follow-up shots. Imagine a sounder of wild hogs bursting from thick brush, or a black bear that doesn't stop after the first hit. In those moments, cycling a bolt can cost precious seconds. The Browning bar allows you to stay on target and deliver a second or even third accurate shot almost instantly. Its gas-operated system also softens recoil, making powerful cartridges like the .3006 Springfield, .308 Winchester, or .30 Winchester Magnum feel more manageable during extended hunts. Despite being a semi-automatic, the bar remains surprisingly reliable in harsh weather, and its detachable magazine makes reloading quick and convenient in the field. Of course, there are trade-offs. It's generally heavier than most bolt-action rifles, offers fewer aftermarket upgrades, and its more complex design can require additional maintenance over time. But for hunters who regularly pursue hogs, black bears, or fast-moving game in dense cover, those compromises are often worth making. The Browning bar wasn't built to win bench rest competitions. It was built for hunters who may not get the luxury of a perfect first shot, and as you'll soon see, our final rifle takes the opposite approach, focusing not on speed, but on delivering exceptional precision straight out of the box. If there is one rifle on this list that consistently exceeds expectations without receiving the same attention as its competitors, it's the Weatherby Vanguard. At first glance, it doesn't have the legendary history of the Winchester Model 70 or the enormous aftermarket of the Remington Model 700, but spend enough time behind the trigger and you'll quickly understand why so many experienced hunters quietly recommend it. The Vanguard owes much of its reputation to its partnership with Howa of Japan, a manufacturer well known for producing exceptionally strong and precise rifle actions. Combined with Weatherby's excellent two-stage trigger and a factory sub-MOA accuracy guarantee with quality ammunition, the Vanguard delivers the kind of precision that many hunters expect only from rifles costing significantly more. Weather-chambered in .243 Winchester for deer, 3006 Springfield for all-around hunting, or .300 Winchester Magnum for larger game, it inspires confidence from the very first shot. So is it really worth the money? In my opinion, absolutely. In terms of factory accuracy alone, the Vanguard challenges rifles that sell for hundreds of dollars more. It even outperformed one of the better-known rifles on this list during several range sessions, proving that reputation doesn't always translate into better results. That said, it isn't the perfect choice for everyone. Hunters who enjoy constantly upgrading stocks, triggers, and accessories may find the aftermarket more limited than what the Remington Model 700 offers. Likewise, those searching for the lightest possible mountain rifle may prefer a different platform. But if your priority is buying a dependable, highly accurate hunting rifle that performs exceptionally well straight out of the box, the Vanguard deserves to be near the very top of your shortlist. By now, we've examined 5 outstanding hunting rifles, each excelling in different ways. I thought I already knew exactly how I would rank them before starting this comparison. But after looking beyond reputation, price, and popularity, there was still one thing I didn't expect, and it completely changed my final conclusion. After comparing these 5 rifles side by side, one thing became perfectly clear. There isn't a single hunting rifle that's the best at everything. Every rifle on this list earned its reputation for a different reason, and choosing the right one depends far more on how you hunt than on what the internet tells you to buy. So instead of simply counting down from 5 to 1, let's answer the questions that actually matter. If your priority is getting the most performance for the least amount of money, The Best Value Award goes to the Ruger American. Few rifles have changed the market as dramatically as this one. It delivers outstanding accuracy, dependable reliability, and a lightweight design at a price that makes quality hunting accessible to almost everyone. For hunters working with a limited budget, it's incredibly difficult to find a better overall package. When pure precision is the goal, the most accurate factory rifle on this list is the Weatherby Vanguard. Thanks to its Howa-built action, excellent two-stage trigger, and consistent sub-MOA performance with quality ammunition, it offers the confidence many hunters expect from rifles costing significantly more. Straight out of the box, it's one of the most impressive performers in this entire comparison. For hunters who value absolute dependability above everything else, the most reliable rifle remains the Winchester Model 70. Its controlled round feed action has earned trust through decades of hunting in snow, rain, mud, and some of the harshest conditions imaginable. When a once-in-a-lifetime elk or moose hunt leaves no room for mechanical failure, the Model 70 continues to justify its legendary reputation. If you're purchasing your very first hunting rifle, the best beginner rifle is once again the Ruger American. It combines manageable recoil, excellent factory accuracy, simple operation, and an affordable price without forcing new hunters to compromise where it truly matters. It's the kind of rifle that allows someone to develop skills first and worry about expensive upgrades later. For hunters who appreciate premium craftsmanship, timeless design, and traditional hunting heritage, the best premium rifle belongs to the Winchester Model 70. It may not have the largest aftermarket or the lowest price, but few rifles offer the same combination of history, reliability, and confidence when carried into serious big game country. Then, there's the rifle that refuses to fit neatly into a single category. The best all-around platform is the Remington Model 700. Out of the box, it remains an excellent hunting rifle, but its true strength lies in everything that comes after the purchase. With an unmatched aftermarket, nearly unlimited customization options, and decades of proven performance, it can evolve from a simple deer rifle into a precision long-range hunting system built specifically around its owner. The rifle itself is only half the story. The aftermarket is what transforms the Model 700 into something truly extraordinary. So, after considering accuracy, reliability, value, versatility, and long-term ownership, which rifle earns the title of overall winner? Surprisingly, there isn't one. If you're looking for the safest choice for extreme hunting conditions, I'd reach for the Winchester Model 70. If I had only $500 to spend, I'd buy the Ruger American without hesitation. If I wanted the tightest factory groups, I'd choose the Weatherby Vanguard. If I planned to build my dream rifle over the next 10 years, the Remington Model 700 would still be my foundation, and if I expected fast follow-up shots on dangerous or fast-moving game, the Browning bar would be impossible to ignore. That's the biggest lesson this comparison taught me. The best hunting rifle isn't the one that wins the internet's popularity contest. It's the one that perfectly matches your hunting style, your environment, your budget, and the game you pursue. Once you understand that, choosing the right rifle becomes far easier and expensive. Buying mistakes become much less likely. After spending years listening to experienced hunters, comparing these legendary rifles, and looking beyond marketing claims and online popularity, I walked away with one conclusion I honestly wasn't expecting. I didn't find a single rifle that dominated every category. Instead, I found 5 rifles that excel for 5 very different kinds of hunters. The Winchester Model 70 represents tradition, absolute reliability, and confidence when conditions become unpredictable. The Remington Model 700 proves that a rifle can evolve into almost anything if you're willing to build it over time. The Ruger American reminds us that outstanding performance doesn't have to come with a premium price tag. The Browning bar shows why speed can become a lifesaver when the first shot isn't the only shot that matters. And the Weatherby Vanguard quietly demonstrates that exceptional factory accuracy often comes from the rifles people overlook. So let me leave you with one final question. Imagine tomorrow morning is opening day. The weather is perfect. The wind is in your favor. And somewhere deep in the timber is the biggest animal you've ever had the chance to hunt. You can carry only one rifle for that hunt. No second choice, no backup firearm, just one rifle that you'll trust when everything is on the line. Which one are you taking? Would you choose the legendary Winchester Model 70 with nearly a century of proven reliability? Would you take the endlessly customizable Remington Model 700, knowing it can be tailored to almost any hunting style? Would you save your money and rely on the surprisingly capable Ruger American? Would you trust the rapid follow-up shots of the Browning bar when every second counts? Or would you place your confidence in the remarkable out-of-the-box accuracy of the Weatherby Vanguard? There isn't a universally correct answer, and that's exactly what makes this debate so interesting. The best hunting rifle isn't defined by internet rankings, price tags, or decades-old reputation. It's defined by the person carrying it, the terrain they're hunting, and the confidence they feel when that one unforgettable opportunity finally appears. So before you make your next rifle purchase, don't ask yourself which rifle everyone else recommends. Ask yourself which rifle truly fits the way you hunt. Now, I'd genuinely like to hear your opinion. If you had to trust just one hunting rifle for the hunt of a lifetime, which one would you choose? And more importantly, what makes that rifle the one you'd bet everything on?